On today's Try to Finish Something, I wanted to start with some explanation. I've had a lot of people asking me how I got into cosplay and making costumes, and I made a lot of costumes with my mom as a kid. I showed you my Darth Vader a while ago, but as my kids got older, I started making costumes for them as well. My oldest daughter, I made this Wonder Woman costume. And I made this Katniss from Hunger Games costume. And as my daughter got older, she stopped wanting to stand out so much during the Halloween parades at school and wanted me to back off on making the over-the-top costumes. But she did start getting into cosplay. And she didn't want to be the only one from our family dressed up at the cosplays and wanted me to accompany her and put together my own costume. And I did that. I put together a Shoretrooper costume, and this was 3 years ago. And the first time I wore it, it was nowhere near done. And it's sat in that same state on a mannequin 3 years. The whole goal of this channel is to try and finish something, and I want to go for 501st approval on my Shoretrooper costume. And I said I was going to do it by the end of July. That's coming up really quick. So what am I going to do on today's Try to Finish Something? I'm going to finish my Shoretrooper costume on today's Try to Finish Something.
So, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to finish this today, but it should be fairly quick. I have to assess my Shoretrooper cosplay to see if, I can get it ready for 501st approval. And my plan is to do that by the end of the month. And I'm running out of time because I leave for Disneyland on a quick 2-day trip later on, and I've got to see where I am and to see if it's possible for me to submit by the end of the month. And, spend some time in Galaxy's Edge at the same time. So the backstory for my trooper is he is on some Outer Rim outpost that doesn't get many reinforcements and Empire assistance very often. So these troopers are battle-worn and have seen their share of action and continue fighting for the cause. So my armor has to show that. And as I have mentioned, I did wear it incomplete to a con a while back, and so I know some of the issues that it has. The stomach armor needs some support to have it not pull on the chest so much, so I'm going to make some suspenders for it. I need to make the belt attach a bit better. I have to attach the hip plates and the forearm bracers. I didn't like the magnets or the Velcro holding them clamshell closed, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make them barely big enough to squeeze my hand through and then lock them up at that diameter with fabric on the inside. I cut out fabric and I'm melting the frayed edges with an old soldering iron to keep them from fraying. I will also do the same with the belt fabric that will be my suspenders. Now, I've used a lot of glues and had varying success with all of them, but Barge has never let me down and on a lot of different surfaces and materials, so that is what I'm going to use here. So this midsection piece is flexible fiberglass from Jim Trippon. Trippon. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Most of the rest of this is 3D printed, and I have lined it with Bondo glass, and I've found that the Barge works just fine on it. So, Barge. It is super sticky and gummy, but it only sticks to itself and sticks very well. But you do have to have some patience. You have to coat each meeting side and then give it 5 to 10 minutes to dry. Barge is contact cement and welds itself to the other surface. If you make things with foam or leather, there is nothing better. So on the material side, it will become almost invisible when it dries, and on the 3D printed side, you have to wait for the glue to go from shiny to matte. I will then attach the material to the inside, and that should keep it pliable, but it will keep the end from opening bigger in the diameter and not allow the seam to open up during a troop. I am also going to use Barge to attach the suspenders to the inside. Same thing, We don't need too much repeat detail. You've got the idea. Coat, dry, attach. So this is the new Shoretrooper blaster seen in the Disney Plus Andor publicity shots. I made this one in an episode up there in the corner if you want to watch. I bought this holster from the Dark Side Closet. It's perfect looking, but might be a tiny bit small for the particular 3D printed blaster that I made. I'm going to live with it a little while and see what I think. Now, the rear armor plate on the belt I have to attach. I think most use Velcro. I'm not sure I'm going to do that. I haven't had a ton of luck with Velcro. I think I might go with snaps. I'm going to find the right spacing, hold it in place with some clamps, and then I'm going to make some snaps. Well, making snaps? What does that mean? I first have to gather the essentials. Snaps, block of wood, a hammer, and most important, one of these. Yep, a cheap plastic garbage can. I use this to give me surface area to glue for the snaps. I first cut some strips to fit on the belt side and make sure that they will fit. Then back over to the soldering iron to use it for more things that it was never intended to do. Melt through the belt, the plastic, and to mark on the rear belt armor where it should be glued. Attach the receiving end of the snaps to the pieces of the trash can and then to the other side of the belt. I glue on the snap panel, clamp and glue, clamp and glue, all the way down the line. Now, to make sure everything is aligned correctly, I look through the hole in the snap and the plastic and make sure that it lines up with what I had marked using the soldering iron on the belt armor. Once all of this dries, I think I did it. All of the pieces of my Shoretrooper kit are finished. I think I'm ready to submit for 501st approval, but that will be another day. I'm actually off to Galaxy's Edge. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing, and as always, if you didn't, just keep it to yourself, and we'll see you next time as we try to finish something.